Wake up, we've got yet another boss of the likes you've never seen before. And why is Lich on 4 circles impopable something we've never seen before? Well, the kicker is the following. 1 life max on the boss that takes away your lives if you take too long to pop the Lich Soul means it's, well, going to require a lot more firepower to pop it, not to mention the boss HP. So not only do you have to worry about popping the soul fast enough, but you have to deal with a 55 million HP boss by the very end. Something else of the likes we've never seen before is the fact that I am currently going to do this least cash ranked run very, very early. So early that, yes, there's not a single player placed on the elite leaderboard right now. So I guess I'm going to see if I can be the first to post a time, and not just a time, but like a decent time. Luckily with 5k starting cash, we can get a pretty big head start. So what I'm going to do is Geraldo and his NFT, as well as farms. We have enough money to buy a 100 and a 000, so that will make us 10 bananas per round, as opposed to if I spend the money on only a 200, I would make 8 bananas, so $40 from just doing a little bit of farm tomfoolery. That is probably the first time I've used that word ever in a video. But we're gonna turn one of these into a bank, of course, and you know the drill afterward. The snowballing might be a little bit tough despite the starting cash though, because, well, impopable prices mean it'll take forever to afford these upgrades, even with a head start, so I'll probably fall behind my regular farming at some point. Anyway, in case you're wondering why the Switch have been doing the boss so early this time, well, the reason is simple. I just don't have time this week. I won't be available for the last few days of the boss event because I'm gonna be going on a resort trip with Sada. That was a joke, by the way. That's what I wish I was doing. Instead, the reality is much more sad, but I'll leave it at that. 1 life only also means you kind of have to over-defend for the early game here. We only have the road spikes in terms of leeway, so just gonna get a pin that'll turn to a balloon trap later. And now after this round, collect IMF and start spamming deposits so that we can get it full by about round 30 or so. Save money for this round though. Wow, $2 spare for an alchemist for lead popping this round. What are the odds? It was perfectly calculated, of course. This will be turned into a let's gold very soon. It's pretty much full, so let's just cash out 1 round early. Usually you want to do it at the end of 30, but 24,500. Let's build our Monkeyopolis now. And for a very specific reason, I'm going to be buying my Monkeyopolis all the way on the right side here. I'll explain in a bit. But basically, 1, 2, 3, 4. Robert Gold, take out the loan. This, buy Balloon Trap, 014. Ooh, it's got a bit more range than I expected. But now a farm all the way on the right side somewhere up here. And then, of course, the Pattern and Glue Gunner to slow balloons down so more balloons get Robert Golded. This unstrong, and we're cooking. Despite costing a ridiculous 22.8 thousand, we get our BRF on the end of round 37. And if I can get away with it, let's see if I can afford the overclock on it. And this is why I put this on the right side, because if I didn't, then overclocking the BRF during the time Lich is active would mean the buff gets taken away. Lich's buff scaling is not global until tier 5 for those who are unaware. So if you just place him good enough units away, this shouldn't be an issue. And you can use as many buffs on that tower as you wish, but there's the overclock. We can play Lich because it's not time, so let's squeeze out some money first with some Creed, and then I'll build my D. In case you don't know, you basically have to beat the Lich Soul in 4 seconds, otherwise it will start draining your lives, so that's why I think you can probably beat this boss just the same as you would a normal Lich, but, like, you know, by overkill defense. But in my opinion, I think it would make sense thematically and maybe even meta to, oh shit, I think Lich took away the overclock buff there. That's not good. And also, we're gonna leak lives to the mob insights there. Unlucky. As I was saying before I got really interrupted by the mob insights, how about we try a strategy where we aim to one-shot the Lich Soul inside? That's why I'm spamming Assassins. I think I've calculated I need 4 Assassins to be able to do this properly. Plus, Assassins also do decent damage to the boss, so just set them all to strong and we should be good. Just gotta watch out for, you know, the balloons coming in, because I only got 1 balloon trap on me. We got fertilizer now, by the way, so I can't lose focus on farming, the main task. In addition to the 4 assassins, I'm gonna do a sticky bomb. It's expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth. It'll do damage to Lich faster. Almost 69,000 HP of it. Nice. So the Lich Soul of tier 1 has approximately 1600 HP, and why did that mob start on the exit? That was weird. Okay, go back in the game, and the same thing happens. Can the sticky bomb clutch it? Oh, wow. Last minute clutch. This is why we sticky it up, guys. Out of context there. But, okay, since I got to the very exit, I don't like how that looks, so let's do one more assassin. I know it's least cash, but whatever. It's $5,000 and what will probably be a million at least for this run. But basically, every time we get to each skull, we need to hold onto 2 assassin abilities. If I have more than that, then I'm gonna freely use it to get to the skull. And I feel like the remaining sticky bomb and 5 assassins should be able to deal with the chain mobs decently. Although maybe I should save an assassin for that, because they have an incredibly high amount of HP. Okay, now that I have enough defense, though, let's build more farms, because I need that. I want to build a BRF here. Next skull, I'll use 1 chain for the F mob there, because there's a lot. That'll take a while to get through. What healed, also? I think it's a starter round boost from the engineer. I'm looking at everything else. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that gives a buff. Might need to Chinook this guy away later, I'm thinking. Anyway, we're actually kind of behind pace. This isn't good. I'll use all 5 assassins here. I probably could have spent a little bit more defense if I didn't want this tier to be tight. But I guess it's just that's just how it's gonna work out, isn't it? So I'm not going to use the overclock on the BRF anymore. That would just simply heal it. Let's just speed run to the kill. Come on. Stay above 2. It healed because of, again, the starter round boost of the engineer. That's an unlucky moment. And here it is. 2 abilities now. We'll use 1 in the chain moab. 1 more on Unspawn Lich, and 7k HP to go. Pretty good timing, honestly. Look, I've got almost enough for a Banana Central right as we concluded the ending of Lich here. So I think we can transition pretty well from defense to farming. However, I'm actually not going to go for the Banana Central next. You might have seen me hover another tower earlier. And yep, that's right. We're going to go for a Super Monkey next. Super Monkey with support sacrifices will give me discounts, which is always good to see. You need to save money on least cash and all that. Due to the awkwardness area thing, I couldn't really find a good spot for it, so it's probably just gonna have to be here to suck up the BRF to get $25,000 sacrifice. Let me just see if I can get it in a range of the village while not sucking up the engineer overclock. Oh, beautiful. I did it. Threaded the goddamn needle, and now we're gonna go for that Banana Central, which is now I believe $27,000 cheaper. Just think about how much savings we're getting. It's amazing. Not to mention that this thing makes $6,000 at the end of the round, so it's basically like a farm that gives you a supplementary defense. So, in addition to what I was saying earlier, I want to buy 2 range upgrades on this, and then get a Chinook so I can move towers around. I think that's going to be important for this run. I bought an upgrade, so let me redo the round. Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to tail my farming a little bit into round 60 here. I don't want to get all my defense and have to delay my P Central, so let's just play the round, make 10k, and then buy some defense real quick. What I'm playing to a favor is the fact that this boss, I believe, is 85% speed, so gives us a bit more time to stall. Kind of the opposite of that Bloon Ares Cards and Darts week. Remember the 500% speed Bloon Ares where you had to get defense immediately or it's GG? Yeah. Oh, also, since we have the Chinook, I just realized we should probably make use of the triple discount plus Chinook factory. Basically, you get any tower you want of your choice under the triple discount. Let me sell the glue because it's gonna make this thing cheaper. But for this tier, I'm gonna forego the strategy I was trying to go for earlier, aka Operation One-Shot the Lich Soul. Instead, I think I'm just going to go for DPS. The DPS I'm going to turn to Paragon. So this is probably the only tier that I'm not gonna aim for it in skill, but just trying to go for enough overkill, if that makes sense. So we're going to turn this into a big plane. How far off am I? A lot of money. Okay, this might suck. I think I'm just gonna die here. Wow. That's a lot of chain mobs. And yep, I didn't have my my tack zone set up in the right spot. Okay, here's an idea. I'm not that far off. If I just don't buy tack zone, I'm not that far from buying Flying Fortress. Just 10k to go. I can probably just wait for the money at the end of this round, right? Waiting for it. Yeah, perfect. I think this can do enough damage in 4 seconds. I think the HP of the Lich Soul is about 4,500 at this stage, or 5,000. Yep, it works. Flying Fortress for the win. And so if it beat the first Lich Soul just fine, I don't think there'll be any issues with the next one. So long as I guess I have a couple Assassins. I think without it, it probably has enough time to do 4k, especially if I just got by attack zone. You know what, let's do that, and I'll Chinook that along the track. And yes, believe it or not, the reason why I'm going for attack zone is because I actually think I'm gonna go use attack paragon for this one. And I think what is a shocking twist, because I almost never use attack paragon in boss events, but I think there is a use here for its meteor attack, which, if you know, is considered a nuke. So with all that being said, despite how scary the boss looks on paper, it's really not that bad, so long as you have a game plan around dealing with a life leakage. Not gonna lie, when I saw what this boss was all about, I got kind of spooked. Oh, and also I just realized, because we're gonna guarantee beat this boss, ooh, okay, I messed up, but we can farm pops on Lich, which is a pretty cool mechanic. If you overkill the boss, just simply buy and resell your tower, or any tower. Because it's least cash, we'll just use our 39 free Dart Monkeys as sell fodder to heal Lich and then thus farm more pops that way. Didn't get it for tier 2, but we can always do it for next year's. In fact, it's more efficient for the next year's because it will heal a percentage, which goes up each tier. And now welcome to tier 3. I don't actually want to go for the attack paragon yet. I still think I want to keep farming pops, otherwise it'll be probably only degree 20 right now, which isn't that ideal. So that's why I'm just getting a bunch of overdrives to farm pops here. These can just be used as the tier requirements anyway. We currently have 11 of them, but I'd like to get 17 of them by the end of this tier. 2.5 million HP this time, and I think unlike last tier, I'm not going to be able to get away with just big plane for, I think, the soul. Watch here, for example, I'm a glue strike. I'm probably dead. Waiting, yep, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, let's try again. This time, I'm just gonna add one first strike. This is only like $15,000, so not a big deal. Also, forgot. Sarabama, I'm gonna need for Goliath Doom Shot anyway, so this is an extra 3,000 damage. So I got 13,000 damage, plus these two abilities, 15,000 damage, that is instant. Pretty good, isn't it? Now, this all hinges on the fact that I'm going to be able to get all 3 abilities up after each skull. So I have to hope that the cooldown of this is going to come up in time. Otherwise, I might need a second first strike or more D. That being said, carefully, boom, 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 boom. There we go. Yep, I think that overkilled by a good amount. I think another glaring issue is that I don't have enough DPS for tier 3 right now, so... Okay, after I get the skull here, I'm going to buy more. Let's just see again if 1 and 2 get me there. Nice. Okay, how much is a cripple Moab? Let's find the triple discount under Temple up here. This is a +5 damage buff. Costs another 40,000, but whatever. If it allows us to beat this tier, then worth it. And also, I just realized maybe it's a bad thing to be like getting too much DPS, because then I wouldn't have the first strike coming off cooldown. Then I need to spend more money. So in a way, I think it's best if I probably just stop here. Oh, and also, I'm not gonna get first strike up. Do I spend 2k in a rejuve, or do I hope that I actually don't need 10k? Let's see. I probably need, okay. That cost me 100 monkey money there. Bad call. I should just use the rejuve. Spend 2k. If I wait too long, I'm also not gonna have enough time for the Lich Soul. Oh, actually, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe not. If I have Glue Strike, oh, perfect, perfect. Glue Strike plus under all the attacks means I didn't need a first strike there, so... Now I can speed run my way to the end here, I think. Just pop it, first strike, SAR, easy. I say easy as it's literally nearing the exit at 300,000 HP left. Are we gonna have enough here? Hold on. This might not cut it. Quickly. Tack zone. Whoops. How about if I overclock this guy? Overclock. 70,000 HP. Well, at this point, I just figured it was easier to cut my losses and redo the tier. Just this time buying everything I needed at the very beginning and having more time at the end. And wow, what a shocker. Look how easy tier 3 is this time, now that we've tried for a second time. The first time is always the hardest time, as they say. And now on the eve of tier 4, I think we can use the Tack paragon to build into the Ace paragon. Like, use this to be tier 4. First off, what degree is it going to be? Oh, only 33. I feel like getting degree 40 would take way too much cash later, eh? Probably at least 100k. I say F it, let's just run with 33 and see how it goes. We also need to farm approximately $500,000 in the next 20 rounds, by the way, to afford Ace Paragon at minimum. Okay, enough yapping. This is where the big meteor comes into play. Basically, what's so good about it is that it's not just a nuke attack that does a lot of damage and so can one-shot the Lich Soul. I think it stole my overclock here. But if you saw there, the giant meteor spawns a bunch of mini meteor balls after it, which do a lot of damage and can hit the Lich Soul. So I think the play here is to use the meteor right before Skull hits. Enough so that the damage from that Skull can get to the Skull. Unfortunately, my goodness, degree 33 Tack is awful if it's not right on top. I'm trying to save onto the meteor here, but I don't think I can. I gotta use it now to get through earlier. But now I'm not gonna have it, I don't think, for the next Skull. And I'm probably dead, right? Let's see if I have enough for the soul here. Come on. Without meteor. Just Maelstrom. And 13,000 damage there. 15,000. Nope. I knew it. I'm gonna save the monkey money. Guys, was Tack Paragon a mistake? I would like to think yes. Geez, another one that we barely scraped by. Well, I guess I'm sorry for trying to utilize underused Paragons. Oh, so I didn't actually get the meteor up in time. We actually beat that skull way too quickly, which is a luxury. I think that can make up for our lost progress. This will probably be a tight finish. I am no stranger to those in boss events. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to salvage this. 3 more skulls left. Are we dead here? I can't risk that. And I probably bricked myself, didn't I? I bricked it. I let 112 start, so every time I go back in, I die. Great. So let's just get degree 40 in the tax and call it a day, shall we? First things first, let's just guesstimate, I don't know. I said 100k at the start of the round, but maybe after the pops here, 56k? Let's see. Oh, no. By the way, for those wondering why not use Paragon Totems, if you're talking about the 2 cheapest Paragons, Tack and Dart, these are actually less efficient to use than Simple Cash Lighter. Fun fact. Now, 63.8k. There we go. Beautiful. I think that Power Spike should be enough. Skull number 2. I feel like the same progress as the first one, except, wait, why did that spawn at the exit? Hello, Chain TDTs? I'm gonna go broke on this event, I swear to God. Yeah, I feel like the difficulty in this event is less, like, the pure difficulty of the boss, but more like, you're gonna be bleeding monkey money, because you kind of have to count it 4 seconds. Okay, let me get greedy here with the meteor, because it's right on top. I'm gonna presume we can one-shot it. Nice. 3rd last skull. I don't have hopes for this. Oh, thank God it works. Hopefully there's enough time at the very end here. Skull now? Get the skull. What leaked? God, I can't see. Guys, don't use Tack Paragon. Simple as. I think it was the DDTs? Yeah. What the hell, man? Okay, whatever. How much do I gotta spend to just get degree 100 off the bat? This much? Fine. It's about 30/40k more money, but if it gets us the win easier, then just do it. Yeah, see? Getting degree 40 means I get to 1/4 at the same time I got up last time, which is pretty much the exact difference I was off by. Okay, crunch time. Meteor now. Don't lose here. I'm gonna be so cheesed if this game ends up spawning a bunch of fortified DDTs as the insides. Don't do that. Just don't. Okay, good. It worked finally. Last million HP. The meteor's gonna do 800k damage, right? Oh god, if it doesn't, I'm cooked. It didn't do 300k. And me. Is this really gonna be a tier 3 situation again? Well, it only took 5 billion years, but I think I finally got it this time. I just overclocked, I think, the big plane a little more often. Optimized a bit more, and yeah, that tier 4 took a lot longer than I should have. It's what I deserve for trying to go for one of the worst paragons in the game. Alright. Okay, tier 5 should not be that hard, because now that I farmed up, what is it, 6 million on this guy? Yeah. I think this is an easy degree 60 ace. And if not, we can always drop totems. Can you also believe how crazy tight the money is? My god. Keep in mind that it's 1.08 million for this guy. A number that is kind of absurd to think about because we never see impopable prices. But yeah, I gotta sell my temple. That's how tight the money is. I spent my time overclocking the big plane, and that meant a lot less money. Let's see if I don't need any cash slider. Are we there? If so, beautiful. This should be a clean and easy tier 5 because, similar to the Tack shooter but to a much better extent, the carpet bomb can help kill the Lich soul. In fact, it can do the exact same thing as the meteor. It can finish off the inside of Lich. Now, I accidentally messed up and I used all my abilities for it. Okay, good. I didn't need to use any ability, surprisingly, to beat the Lich side. But I think to be safe, I should save one of the carpet bomb or the meteor. But what I'm saying is that there's like 8 of these, so you're gonna 5 of them land to do damage on Lich, and then the other 5 for what healed. I think it was the overclock. Yep, okay, I'll just get my selling out of the way, or my heal out of the way first, F it. Just so that it doesn't take the buff anyway in the future. I probably should just restart the run, but whatever, I'm too lazy. But here's what I'm talking about, okay? Carpet bomb now. And some of the bombs are going to land to hit the skull. Some are going to one-shot the inside. And look at that. The soul is nowhere to be seen. And I got my carpet bomb coming up again, so I think I'm free to use the giant meteor nuke here. And then reset the target. Or we close the skull. I think here's a good time to blast off. Boom. Another no-show. I probably could have saved myself a good 10,000 monkey money if I simply had the ace paragon for tier 4. Honestly. Halfway now, and yep, rinse and repeat, and this should be an easy T5. So as I said at the very start, this is a boss week that of the likes that we've never seen before, and I kind of like what they did with it. It's like difficult, but a new kind of difficulty. So you might have to think a little bit differently about how you plan, rather than just getting more damage. But again, I think you very easily could have just done a more damage strategy to beat each tier here. But hey, the concept is there, and also I completely forgot to mention all the way to the very end here that apparently the Lich Soul HP is affected by mob HP modifiers, not boss modifiers, so it's not actually a 230% HP like the Lich is here. It's just simply 100, so that made things a lot easier. Imagine it was 2.3, then we might be talking about needing insta-kills, or needing a weird strategy like this. But yeah, you know it's tough boss week when I gotta spend millions. Granted, it's hardly optimized, and I really gotta go. I went way over my time budget for this one. That is going to leave a massive gap on the several and few scores there are currently on the leaderboard, but yeah. Let me know what you did for this boss, I guess, and click here for more if you like bosses.